If you'd like to see more of our videos, please subscribe to our channel on YouTube or follow us here on Instagram. Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMtrading. Today is January 16, 2020, and today is Thursday morning. So looking at the major economic events of the day, just two events coming out. First, at 2:30 South African time out of the European Union, ECB monetary policy meeting minutes happening. Okay, this is an important policy minutes, but I don't think there's going to be much of a surprise there. And then at 3:30 South African time out of the United States, monthly retail sales also coming out today. Now, this number also, I don't think it's going to shake and rattle the markets, but if the number comes out really good, the market seems to always be looking for a reason to go higher. So this may be that reason. So we'll take a look at that as well. Looking at the currencies, they're very tight range, all of them, okay, across the board. But will the news today move the euro? Perhaps, okay. It moved about 30 pips on the upside. We did anticipate that yesterday. We did mention that. But the question is, how much further will it go? Now, looking at the Dow Jones, breaks to new record highs yesterday after the announcement between the second phase of the tariff lifting of Chinese goods to the United States. That brought the market higher. And like I said, any reason the market wants to go higher, it does. Okay, we're in a bull market right now. Now, looking at gold and oil, both honoring support and bouncing off of it. We'll take a look at that. And lastly, looking at the stocks, bank stocks actually retrace. But it's the broader market that really rallied yesterday, including some of the fan stocks. Facebook at all-time highs. So they're strong, okay? But let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So we're taking a look here at a 4-hour chart of the Euro USD. You can see we rallied just a little bit yesterday. I mean, it's a 30 pip range, okay? So we're not rallying big. And this is really in a very tight range. I mean, if we look at a daily chart, just to give you a perspective of it, and we've been in this range for almost a half a year, since September, where we haven't moved, okay, between a 200 pip range, okay? So just to give you a perspective of it, before that, we moved twice as much of that, okay? Between here and here, that's almost a 450 to 500 pip move. And this is at most a 200 pip move, okay? So we're in a very tight range, right? We're looking at a daily chart. However, if this news does come out today, you know, maybe the markets will actually jump a little bit, perhaps, okay? So you do want to know what's coming out. Now I'm going to jump into gold and oil, you know, quickly. Down 1553 right now. It receded. We're looking at a daily chart, and it bounced off of our support of 1541. So this is honoring support. It's not breaking lower, so seeming to imply that it's still relatively strong. Now, looking at oil, however, we see a different story, okay? It's really sitting on that trend line and really teasing us, okay? Because it does look like it wants to break it. And if it does break it, we may see it actually, you know, break further. However, okay, it's still in a range. I still think we could find ourselves in a range because this is previous resistance. So between 58 and 57.5, I think there's a decent enough support there for it to bounce a little bit. Now, looking at the Dow Jones, we're at 29,061 this morning. As you can see, a nice little rally. We're at the top of our range here. We're just looking for reasons to go higher. Now, a lot of bank stocks I mentioned the other day have come out with earnings, okay? So perhaps that's why the bank stocks are getting beat up a little bit. They were expecting better returns for the quarterly results. Now, looking at the Bank of America, we actually gapped down and actually sold off a little bit at 34.33. JP Morgan, same story at $36, not breaking out higher. However, like I mentioned, the FANG stocks, the Facebook, the Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google are still very strong. So looking at Facebook, all-time highs, 2020. And remember, this just a couple of months ago was going through a very severe scrutiny, whether or not it would actually be scrutinized by Congress if it came out with this Libra cryptocurrency. Now, this was the part of the market where the market was rallying and Facebook wasn't, okay, which made it relatively weak compared to the market. And you see that turnaround. Once it turned around, it now has become the leader of the market at $220 a share, okay? So it's interesting. I just want to highlight the fact that sometimes these characters of the stocks really change, and you got to keep up with it. Now, looking at Microsoft also, we were on our highs yesterday, but selling off in after hours. But relatively, markets are still very strong, okay? So I do expect a little bit, perhaps, of an extension to yesterday's rally. Now looking at Apple, also relatively strong, close to its all-time highs. And lastly, let's take a look at Bitcoin because we still have some time here. 8,600. We bounced quite nicely off of our support level and then beating our resistance-ish area. And we're at 86.29-ish level. The next real resistance is 9,000. So just keep that in mind. This looks like it's perking up again with the broader market. So it may actually extend this. It still has room to go on the high side to 9,500. So keep an eye on that. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.